Hi, it's Mark. I've had a couple people ask me about my experience with COVID-19 and how it's affected me. And so I figured I would come on here and share that with everyone and let you know my personal experience. At first I thought, oh, this thing's just kind of a joke. It's like getting the flu. It's no big deal. It's nothing. Until I personally was affected by it. So about 3 weeks ago, I started having a few symptoms associated with COVID-19. Wasn't sure that I had it or not. My lungs felt a little bit heavy and I felt just kind of slightly under the weather. I started monitoring my temperature for 3 days, no temperature, and apparently during that time you're highly contagious. Also came across an article about type A blood, and that's the worst blood type to have in dealing with COVID-19 as far as symptoms go. But I ended up just very sick, like the flu. It was like 3 times as bad as having the flu, the most sick that I've ever been in my entire life. For the first week, I hardly ate anything at all other than fluids and water. And I just slept day and night for the first week. The second week, I was pretty much in bed day and night. And I'd watch TV during the day. I had everything associated with flu. So I had headache, I had, sore throat, I had a cough, my lungs, I was having difficulty breathing. It then started to affect my taste. I couldn't taste anything, affected my smell. Everything just smelled terrible to me, kind of like this metallic taste and weird smell. So I was hit pretty hard by it. I had every symptom you can think of associated with COVID-19. It was impacting my vision. I had difficulty seeing, like in between. I could see fine up close, but that range in between up close and medium range, my vision was blurry. Glasses weren't helping. Nothing. So it was kind of crazy experience. I felt like I wanted to die at like the second week. My oxygen levels had gone down and I was like at about 82 on oxygen saturation. Normal for me is like 95, 99. And so I had dropped way down on the 23rd, which was my birthday and anniversary. I ended up just kind of panicking, going, I'm gonna die from this thing. And there were thoughts that went through my head like I wanted to shoot myself. That's how sick and how ill I felt. And just the most uncomfortable and the worst I felt in my entire life. I ended up going to the hospital on the 23rd, drove myself to the hospital. They put me on oxygen. The next day I was on oxygen, and that's after being on oxygen, I slowly started to recover. And about 3 weeks later, I felt like the virus is completely gone. I still have lingering effects of a pneumonia. I still have pneumonia. At the hospital, they did a CAT scan on my lungs, told me I had pneumonia, put me on antibiotics, as well as, I was taking all sorts of vitamins. And I consider myself healthy, to begin with. And I go to the gym 3-4 times a day. I try to stay active, try to eat well, take lots of supplements. I was taking NAC, zinc, calcium lactate, everything that's supposed to stop you from getting coronavirus. And if you do get it, it's supposed to alleviate and help you get over it sooner. So, I had as I mentioned, every symptom you could think of associated with this thing, and it's no joking matter. So I know people that have had a cold and they felt sick, they got tested for coronavirus and they were over it within 2 days. I'm like, why can't that be me? Because I'm still dealing with this thing. I'm still recovering from it. I just barely got off of oxygen about 3 days ago and I'm feeling a lot better. I just get tired very easy. I lost a lot of muscle mass. I lost 26 pounds over like a 2.5 week period. Because I wasn't eating or doing anything associated with this. Sorry to ramble on and go on so long about this, but it kind of opened my eyes and gave me a new outlook or an epiphany as in relation to the coronavirus, how serious the thing this is and how bad it can be for some people. I had a friend, I'm not going to mention his name, I was in contact with him when he was very contagious. He didn't know he had it, and he ended up, 2 days ahead of me is when he was contagious and had this thing, and now he's pretty much over it. He's very weak, very tired. His wife got it, his mom and dad got it, and his dad unfortunately was 82 years old and passed away. His mom had it for 2 days and that was it. She was done. So it does affect everyone differently, depending on age, depending on genetics. Who knows what this thing does or how it works. But you know, I just want to encourage people to be safe, practice social distancing, wash your hands, and take care of yourselves, take your supplements. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me, and I'm more than happy to share my experience with it and with you guys. Have a great day. Stay happy, stay healthy.